Foreign policy was top of the agenda in President Trump's meetings with the French president today, but it was a domestic issue, the fate of his embattled nominee to run Veterans Affairs, Dr. Ronny Jackson, that took center stage.
I said, what do you need it for? So he'll be it's totally his decision, but he'll be making a decision.
The president insisting he is unaware of the allegations threatening Jackson's confirmation, throwing his full support behind the White House physician, but also giving him an out.
What does he need it for? To be abused by a bunch of politicians that aren't thinking nicely about our country? I really don't think personally he should do it, but it's totally his. I would stand behind him. Totally his decision.
On the centerpiece of their meeting, Iran policy, Presidents Trump and Macron diverged. Macron preferring President Trump to stay in the Iran nuclear deal. President Trump twice warning Iran not to restart its nuclear program, even if the U.S. pulls out.
They restart it, they're going to have big problems, bigger than they've ever had before.
If Iran threatens us in any way, they will pay a price like few countries have ever paid.
President Trump is facing a May 12th deadline to either again waive sanctions against Iran or withdraw from the nuclear deal. But in talks today, a possible third way, a second deal to cover Iran's long-term nuclear goals, ballistic missiles, and destabilizing actions in the Middle East.
Nobody knows what I'm going to do on the 12th, but we'll see. But we'll see also if I do what some people expect, whether or not it will be possible to do a new deal with solid foundations, because this is a deal with decayed foundations. It's a bad deal.
It was the first official state visit of the Trump presidency, honoring a leader President Trump has grown very fond of.
I like him a lot.
The public displays of appreciation, downright affection, put Macron in a class by himself.
In fact, I'll get that little piece of dandruff off. That little piece. We have to make him perfect. He is perfect.
But for all the handshakes, air kisses, and arm grabs, there are some sharp differences. President Trump pushing to get U.S. troops out of Syria, Macron pushing to keep them in a while longer.
What we want to do now is to finish this war with our troops, and we want to fix on the long run the situation to have peace in this region. That's our duty, and it's not just with our troops, it's with our diplomats, our teams, our common work, and obviously with all the allies in the region and people involved.
We've pretty much finished with ISIS, and we're going to be making some big decisions in a very short period of time, but we're working very closely together with France and with the president.
On the other big piece of the foreign policy puzzle, President Trump today had downright laudatory words for North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un.
He really has been very open and I think very honorable from everything we're seeing.
That was a sharp departure, that statement, from everything that President Trump has been saying about Kim Jong-un since the day that he was elected. But President Trump also made it clear of what he expects of North Korea, and that is for Kim Jong-un to completely give up and dismantle his nuclear program. And a little more breaking news, just the last few seconds, Brett. White House officials tell me that Dr. Ronny Jackson is not going to withdraw his nomination to be VA Secretary. He is going to stay and fight. Brett?
Well, that is news. John Roberts live on the North Lawn. John, thanks.